right rear seats need to be empty. Okay, so there's shit in this car. Okay. But it does suggest that I can remove them. This shit should give me fucking stuff though, shouldn't it? I assume it gives me XP. I haven't actually doubled with like removing the seats because I've always just seen them as red. And in the early days of like uninstalling stuff, I just didn't check. So yeah, I guess that's fine. It works. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've got like, I'm trying to remember what the fuck's up with this weekend. I feel like there's supposed to be something happening, but I don't remember what it was, which is concerning because I can't remember. I think what I might have been doing, apart from maybe laundry, I think I might have been maybe going to try to sort out or organize like food again for, since I'm gonna be doing actual like 2-day rigging next week, because like I said, I've got an internet outage next Tuesday night, Wednesday, like midnight, right? So I'm not going to stream on Tuesday, and because I've got 2 days then off in the week, I'm going to do rigging. So as I was saying before about like the food stuff, I have got really weird like with the food. When I do rigging, I do not know what it is like the brave craves. Every time I'm like the grave, when something craves something, I'm like, it's, what is it? Wando or something like that, you know, electrolytes, it's what the plants crave. Anyway, if you get the reference, good on you. If you don't, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I whenever I'm doing rigging and stuff, my brain just kind of like takes an absolute fucking cap, right? And I want things like fucking anything that's got like, I guess like high fat or protein and shit. Like there's like cream, as in like yogurts, eggs. Yeah, idiocracy reference. Good reference. Exactly, like you get it. Way to go, Jackal. I'm glad you got that. Also, welcome in. How you doing? You still sick? I know you were doing something last week. You were doing dancing. That's right. This week. This week is last week. I hope the dancing fucking lessons are going well. I'm so fucking out of it for what fucking day of the week it is. I'll tell you what. But, yeah, I don't know. Is it Bruando? I thought it was that. I just couldn't fucking pronounce it right, eh? I'm glad you guys have got it. It's got electrolytes. I was saying this literally on the weekend. I don't even know what it was that we were supposed to do or get. My partner and I were like, I think we were going to like the grocery store or something like that. And we're like, I said something and then we're like, it's got electrolytes. And it's like, I don't even think it was like remotely relevant to the sentence. But the point was the thing had clearly like metaphorically electrolytes. So yeah, I just thought it was silly. I like the fact that now this room is cleared, I can just walk in here, turn my torch on, and I'm good, you know. Let's hit up some water, get you some fresh water. Then I'll probably have to go around the school a little bit. I can go and still work on the other car. Actually, you know what, I should work on the other car first, although we are dwindling with food. I still have 2 cans in the car, so it's not like we're out of it. The hell is that noise? Do you guys hear it occasionally? It sounds like a creaky floorboard or a roof tile or something. I don't know if I put my flashlight on. Hold on. Is that on or not? Or did this, hold on. Did my torch just die? Hold on a second. Oh, it's the sound of my battery dying. Also, I learnt fun shit. Yeah. Thank you for the fucking gift sub, man. And to Giga Chat too. Nice. I will hydrate. Hold on, Nick Dragon. Hold on. I don't think I've seen that particular like gift subbing banner in chat before. I don't know if that's new. I will remove the battery and then I'll disassemble it because then I can put the battery in my thing. Okay, so the battery depleting must have a sound. Also, I don't know why I'm still holding that. It's not something I really want in the front of that, but that'll be fine. So, yeah, insert that battery. Nice. Whether 4 Thursdays in a row is going to be good. Better dance to the fiance. Oh, yeah. I could not imagine doing dancing. Not like professional classes and shit. Like, I could imagine dancing physically, obviously, but like, I don't know. I'm a very shy person. I could not imagine like actually like fucking shaking loose and stuff in front of people though. You know? I don't know. Is that the notifier so loud though? I wouldn't be surprised. Because I am in OBS now. So last time, not last time you caught me, but before Christmas I was in Streamlabs, and since Christmas I've been in OBS because since updating to Windows 11 my PC just fucking cannot. And Streamlabs is just being like pushed to the maximum capacity of like PC fucking resource usage, so I've had to swap everything over. I have adjusted everything though, and like everything is adjusted to be about the level of what it should have been, but I can't guarantee for sure that it is. You know, it's merely more of a suggestion that it's close to it. I may have to go feed her actually before I fuck around with this car. I'll just quickly check what's in the car in case there's goods. Alright. Just trying to really say phrase. Bit of fuck spiders, I gotta know. I've never heard somebody say it. Jackal, if you want to weigh in on that one as a fellow Australian, go for it. But no, I haven't heard that one personally. That's new for me. Is there any possible other food? I also forgot to actually check the car itself. I think the boot was locked. I saw something was red. Yeah, it's interesting hearing what some people have heard, like people say, like, to be fair, it could be like regional or exclusive to an individual of something they like to say. I'm just blowing my nose at the same time here. So, I don't know. Because there's some, like, for instance, I did not know until very recently that the word fortnight is not a globally recognized word for 2 weeks. So whenever I would say that I'm off for like the next fortnight, or I'm doing blah for the next fortnight or in the next fortnight, I'd get people like literally like comment or join my Discord and be like, oh man, I didn't know you played Fortnite. I'm like, what? You know, I'd be so confused because like, I'm like, where are you getting this information from? You know, I actually thought for a long time, I legitimately thought people were trolling. Ah, it's a bit better. Just blew my nose while we were like talking and shit. So yeah, I actually just didn't know. Let me go get some food first for her. Also again, thank you for the gift sub, Shadow. If anybody received the gift sub is around and stuff, do remember to say thank you. Obviously, always appreciate it. I think we have ravioli in the car. I know I got pineapples in the car, but I don't think they're gonna satiate for long. I've still got eggs, which are still fresh, so I guess we eat the eggs first and then the canned stuff, because otherwise this could expire and go stale and then she'll be unhappy. So yeah, we'll do that. Let's just practice for our first dance, so we kind of need to. Yeah. No, I understand. Like, that's the only like one good thing about, like, as much as I am engaged to my partner, we're not going to have a ceremony. It's not something that like I'm interested in, he's not interested in. So yeah, we'll just do like a registry wedding whenever we eventually like get married and shit. But I don't have to worry about like the formalities of like a dance, a cake. I know he wants a photographer though. He does want to, like, it doesn't have to be on the day, but he does want photos and shit of it, which is, it's fine. I hate having photos of people around the house. So like the last thing I want is a photo of us around the house, because I'm like, I don't want to look at my photo of myself every fucking day. I'm like, obviously the point is to like look at the photo of him and like admire the like time together and shit, but I'm like, I don't like it's just like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's like, I just I'm not like a photo enjoyer. I feel like when you take a photograph of somebody, it's that time at moment, like it's a moment in time in place kind of thing, and like all the people that have been in my life and stuff kind of like have changed and like just are so different like a week or two like later and stuff like that. Like I've had people that like change their hair every other week or month, or completely different style of dress and stuff, mannerisms, standing, walking, whatever, like from month to month and stuff. So it's just kind of like it's such an awkward like step in time that's just like immortalized. It just feels weird to me. So I know people really like photographs and shit around, so yeah. I did have a friend that was like the complete opposite of me, and she was like had photos everywhere, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not uncomfortable at all in your house. But yeah, I have more like paintings of animals and shit, more that kind of thing. I don't want realistic photorealism stuff. Well, I don't mind as long as it's like an animal or something fictional or something like that, A fortnight means 2 weeks. Yeah, so a fortnight is 14 days. So 14 nights means fortnight for 2 weeks. So that's what it is. But yeah, we had a big conversation around Christmas about that, because a waiver came in and she's like, "What is fortnight? You keep saying it, and I don't know what the word is." And I'm like, obviously like non English first speaker kind of thing. I'm like, that's fine, that's cool. Somebody's asked me and stuff. And then I like started to worry because like some people started like mentioning they'd never heard of it either. And I'm like, I was playing Diablo and I almost never pause Diablo to look shit up. I'm like, no, fuck this. I actually want to know. So I went and fucking looked it up, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. It's a regional dialect thing that's like some kind of old British English stuff that's like more so, I think like fucking early colonial Australia or something like that. It's more like New South Wales kind of direction, that kind of area and stuff. And like, it made sense because like my mum and dad and stuff were kind of like, not like old English speakers, but like, I guess more those kind of English speakers, more like formal wording, I think is what we worked out it was. Because like my dad was like in the police and my mum did like, what do you call it? She did like temporary office work stuff where like if somebody needed somebody to fill a position for a day, she'd go do that kind of thing. So they both had to be really good like written linguist and stuff. So yeah, just interesting, what else is in here? I heard said it in a movie, Danger Close. Maybe one time when I was a kid, same older guy said it. Oh yeah. Always forgot a lot of places don't use Fortnite for that. Yeah, I was surprised because I'm like, it's so normal around here. I'm like, it kind of like, I don't know, kind of I don't know, kind of like locks down like my position better, I guess. It's kind of like this particular dialect is used in this region of Australia or something. I'm like, cool, good to know. What else? It was an interview with one of the Hemsworth, and he talked about it, especially meaning we aren't here to waste time. I think that would be more of a case of because he would have to interact with a lot of non-Australian speakers and stuff like that. He would probably get asked a question a lot, and this does happen when you get asked a very specific question very frequently. You tend to get to a point where you just kind of like bastardize a sentence. Like I get asked about some like pretty stereotypical shit sometimes, and I don't even like sugarcoat the response in any capacity. I'm just like, it's very unique to me. But then again, there's other stuff like when Jaylee asked about like the word trachydax and stuff. Like she found out that trachydax meant like, tracksuit pants, or like pants that you would wear like sweatpants kind of thing, right? And yeah, that's an Australian word. But like we got all sorts of shit, like my mum used to call KFC Kentucky Duck and stuff, and so I remember the first time I was at school and they were like, what did you eat and stuff, and we'd had like KFC, and I'm like, I just said that we had Kentucky Duck, and they're like, what the fuck is Kentucky Duck? And I'm like, wait, is this not normal? And I'm like, there's so many words that at least since I like started streaming, I literally like there's so many things I've encountered where I don't know if it's just the person is not from Australia, or even in Australia, like they just haven't heard of it and stuff. So yeah, it's really interesting. Let me just shove my person back in the car so we can have it sleep. I know she's getting pain from sleeping in the car and stuff, but there really isn't much I can do. I will dismantle the radio though while I sit here. What else? Wait, no, I saw that. Hate places that use bi-weekly though, because they can mean both twice a week, and once per 2 weeks. Yeah, well, bi-weekly, I think more of it being twice a week. I haven't really encountered anybody that said it's once per 2 weeks before. But in saying that, now that I'm aware of it, I will keep an eye out for people using it that way because, you know, half the time you just never know. It's like we have every variation of kitten. We have bin chickens. We have like what? Bin kitten, bin chicken. We have variations of bin. That's right. People don't know what the fuck I'm on about with that. But I also have like locally, we have Dirty Bumbird is ibis as well. So you got bin chicken, ibis, and Dirty Bumbird and shit. So take your pick. Australia, we're a place of many languages. But that is a cool word for 2 weeks, not gonna lie. Like, it'd be pretty epic if, like, it caught on that you guys, like, start using it and, like, you know... Oh, she's woken up again in the night. Alright, well, I don't think I've got anything in this car for her to read, but that car's got shit. And it's kind of early enough I might be able to work on the car again. So, for anybody that's new and wonders what the fuck I'm doing, I'm trying to get a level 2 in mechanics and level 1 in electronics so I can hotwire the decent looking van that's over there so that I can take that home because it's got like a 140 odd boot capacity and it's got some books in it and I really need a new van. My van at home is at 4% engine, so if I hit anything it's dead. So yeah, I'm just out here working with stuff. I also found a school, so I do want to go through that too, but we'll see, we'll get to it. Oh nerd, so I know that one most of the Americans don't. Oh yeah, the Fortnite one. Well, I just find it interesting because like I know that a lot of people would spell it the game way and not actually like, you know, Fortnite, you know, which is interesting. Like I know you've spelled it right, which is cool. Same by monthly, by yearly, by daily, annoying as fuck. Look, there's plenty of stuff that's annoying as fuck when people like simplify it. Like I have a few specific words that people use in reference to like certain days of the week that I actually have on like my blocked list, so I just never see them. Because I'm just so fucking sick of seeing them or working with people that use them and stuff, and I'm like, I don't need to deal with that in my own time. But I know for a lot of people it's like the like enjoyment and stuff, you know, and I'm like, too bad. You know, in that case, I renewed my own sub using Reminder. Twitch sent email. A sub didn't show in chat even after I reloaded. After I gifted a sub directly from Twitch, which showed maybe you can see it later if you actually got 2 subs. So maybe I think if I was to look at my stream stats, I think, which I usually don't, but if I was to look at them, I think it would tell me if oh no, wait, I've already done these on. If I've got X number of subs since the last stream, which is interesting because I've had it before where nothing has happened in stream. And what I've seen happen instead is it will say, oh, you got like 2 subs or something like that. And I'm like, but nobody subbed during that stream. And then one of my friends or whatever will say, hey, I subbed to you when you're like offline. And I'll be like, oh, so that's what it is. It counts it between the last stream and the active stream, which is interesting because if somebody subs right after the stream ends, it doesn't count it, but I think it counts it towards the next stream, I think. Like, I know I used to look at my stats a bit when I first started streaming and Trantha was going ham with stuff, so I got a little bit of experience with this stuff, and then I just stopped like looking at my stuff because I turned off like all of my ability to see how many people were here and shit, and I was like, I don't really want to see like the stats after the fact because it's like it's irrelevant for the most part after the fact, unless like I've done something really stupid, like I don't know, just like sat here in silence, and it's like I would expect people would leave kind of thing. I don't know what's more stupid, but yeah, what else? The tent worker, gotcha. Old buddy calls KFC Dirty Bird. Well, I just find like everybody's got like different ways of saying stuff. Like we got McDonald's as Macca's. I remember saying that to somebody once and like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, McDonald's. But I think some people also say Mickey D's as well here. So yeah, just depends. It depends on which Australian you're talking to. Like, when you see those memes where somebody's translating another person that's translating that's saying something because it's just that different, I find those hilarious because I'm like, I know those. I've worked in certain areas where language is really boganified, for anybody that doesn't know, bogan in Australia is kind of like rednecks in America. I don't know if they're like exactly the same kind of thing, but they're pretty similar. Hold on, let me cough. I don't know if that's going to fix my throat, but that'll be alright for the moment. What else? As a foreigner, how the fuck do you get 2 weeks from a fort and a night? Well, like I said, I think you saw it was 14 nights, if that makes sense. Because that's essentially what it is it's just 14 nights, which is how you get fortnight, which is why we say fortnight. But yeah, what else is in there? Stretch. I did stretch. Love learning dialect differences. They're cool. I like encountering interesting ones every so often like this. Like I said, like it blew my mind when I found out that like fortnight was just not like a common widespread usage of how to explain 2 weeks. It made so much sense that like 14 nights is 2 weeks, so therefore a fortnight. But it also makes sense why the fuck that's not just like a local thing. Like usually when I start mentioning stuff with local languages and stuff, we'll normally get like somebody will say like they'll know like a servo, a bottle, who's a drongo, goonsack, all that sort of stuff. Most people know what those are. Don't worry if you don't know what those are. But like I find it interesting because I'm like, it's not just automatically known. And I always find it interesting because I do get asked every so often, and I actually don't mind this, but like I do get asked every so often, like if something is a local phrase. You're right, Shadow. It's a goonsack. It's a wine bag. It's a it's a cheap boxed wine that's usually like a couple of liters. I can't remember if we got the store off honestly. It's only like a couple of liter cheap wine that's in like a silver kind of bladder that's inside of a box casket. And what most people do, or what used to be common when I was kind of like just becoming like at least, able to drink and shit, was they would take the silver foil bladder goonsack out of the box and they would clothespin peg it to the the clothesline outside, which for us is usually like a Hills hoist or something like that. It's a round like clothing line thing. And then when you're at parties and shit, you just got a bag of like your goonsack hanging off like your laundry line, in the middle of the yard. So it's highly accessible, and somebody's just got to walk over, and it's only got like this little like nozzle thing that you just like press down, and it'll like pour out into your drink, into your cup and shit. So that's how that shit works. Hold on, let me catch up here. Was it goonsack? I have several questions. Why not just call it boxed wine like we do? Well, we also do call it boxed wine as well, like, or a carton of wine or something like that. Like, it just depends on who you're expressing it to. Like, for instance, if you're talking to, say, somebody that's about 50, 60 or around that kind of like area, you probably want to say like, get a cheap like what do you call it, like flask of wine, or like a wine carton or something like that. That would be how you'd express to purchase one of those. If you're looking for it. If you were trying to talk to somebody that's probably about 40, something like that, you'd probably be right if you said like, here to like get a goon sack or something like that, or just looking for a cheap goon sack or whatever. Most people know what the fuck you're on about. It really just depends on like what was kind of like the way of saying it. but also who you're talking to for them to understand it. Because the other thing too is if you just say it, you're going to get wine. Like wine is wine, right? So like red, white, rosé, they're all the same shit. They're just wine, you know. They come in a bottle, they come in a box, or you know, whatever, or they come in a bladder kind of thing. But yeah, shit's all the same. It's just flat wine. And then you get to like, you know, your sparkling or bubblies and shit like that, which aren't necessarily always referred to as wine. They're often referred to as sparklings or bubblies and stuff. And bubblies can also contain champagne as well. So when you say, you know, you're going to bring bubbly, it could be anything ranging from a carbonated wine through to a really expensive champagne. So you got to know the person for it to make sense. Because, like, you know, if I was saying that I was going to bring bubbly, which is not how I would say it to somebody, but if I said I was going to bring bubbly, I would probably be referring to like a Moscato or something. That would be what I'd be talking about. But if I was to say bringing like bubbly for like my mum saying it to me, she would probably be meaning like Moe champagne or Moe champagne, you know, whatever. Like really expensive shit. So different thing, same phrase. You just gotta know the person to understand how it's said. I also apparently am putting this in the car while I'm standing here, which is wild. So yeah. What else did I miss in there? I feel like somewhere calls McDonald's Mackie Dax. Well, I said Tracky Dax earlier for like track pans, so it'd be wild if somebody's got Mackie Dax somewhere else, you know? It's like somewhere called... No, I saw that. I think there's a correlation between how dangerous a place is to live and how silly language it comes after living there. Well, part of it for Australia is that we just don't have fucking time. So what ends up happening is, like, if it's too fucking hot... And if you really just don't have time, like, you know, if there's like a snake bite or a threat or something like that, you have to be able to get a fucking sentence out in a short amount of time. The other thing is it's just like faster. Like I've heard that Australians talk generally faster than Americans, which is pretty fair. If I ever hear like a genuine like inner American kind of like speak, they are a bit slower, sort of like slow going kind of thing. In like how they like talk and shit, but at the same time we also shorten a lot of words as well because you just don't have fucking time for that shit. And yeah, and then of course you have like the urgency factor of depending on how dangerous, yeah, you might be in like a situation as to getting across as much information as possible. But I do think for Australia it's mostly just like a small amount of laziness, convenience, and temperature, honestly. Because, like, if you're going to walk outside to tell somebody that, like, I don't know, dinner's ready or something like that, and you just step outside and scream Tucker, like, they'll know what the fuck you're on about, you know? Like, you don't have to waste the extra words, you know, and then you're back inside in the cool kind of thing. I don't know. Excuse me, giving Zach low. I missed something there. Hold on. I feel like, no, I saw that. Said those bags, wine cassettes, bags and boxed. Well, I don't know if I got the window out yet. I don't know if I just hit smash, but I think I hit uninstall. It's also foggy as shit, so I'm kind of glad that we're in a spot that doesn't seem to be, like, I haven't disturbed inside the school and nothing's come out to me, which is really good. As that in my head, I just have an image of this high-class restaurant. They're opening a bottle, they have a whole ritual of cutting off the corner of the green side. No, you don't cut off the corner, Shadow. You don't cut off the corner. It's got a little like nozzle thing on it, like you get on like an esky or like a water esky thing or whatever, you know, that like you'd press down and it like pours out for you and shit. I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I've like purchased those, I know that like if you're trying to get like the very last fucking like drops out of it, normally like the thing to do is kind of like to blow air back into the bag to fully inflate it, so then it's like pressurized and then you can like open the thing. This is obviously if like single serving for yourself, like last drops of a drink kind of thing, and then like you open up the nozzle and like squeeze so like the last bits of like the wine and shit come out. But obviously like yeah, you could cut it, but that seems like pure sacrilege. I don't know why you would. You know. But yeah, I don't know. Fucking language though. It's hilarious. Like I'm trying to think if there's any other kind of like, oh, there we go. Was that the second mechanic? Hold on, I gotta put that door back. I think that was second mechanic skill. All right, cool. Now I just need electrical, which I think I've done the headlights. I haven't done the headlights on the other car today. Let me have a cough and a drink. Hold on. That's a little bit better. I just keep feeling like something's like at the back of my throat, but my throat was very dry and raw earlier, so I'm not really surprised. I'm just going to get you to drop these for the moment because I don't want to still be carrying them. It's like, she's so stressed out. She's also getting hungry too. So, oh wait, this car has a radio. Let me get that shit out. I'm pretty sure we have the same types of packages as Goon Sacks, but we only keep fresh juice in them. That would be wild. But then again, like, all sorts of stuff like this is just different around the world. Like, I'm pretty sure the first time I heard about, like, Canada having milk bags and stuff, I'm like, why?